Hello,
Oh, hey.
and welcome to Simply Cinema. We are your hosts, Maximilian Simonelli.
And Dustin Braga.
So, Dustin, today we have, I'll say, an educational episode. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at the best, or at least our opinions of the best film adaptations of books.
Yes.
So we're getting basically books off the ground.
Yeah, basically books.
Simply cinema, totally television. Next step, basically
Basically
books. And then it goes mostly music
Yep.
and pretty much plays.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the order. That's the order. And I got to tell you, so looking for examples of where we saw the film and also read the book, at least for me, the pickings were slim. But that's okay because
Yeah.
we have some examples after
It's
all.
okay. Yes. We did manage to scrap together a pretty cool episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah, between the two of us,
Yeah,
we read
yeah,
some.
a little bit,
Yeah.
very little. But so first example, let's get right into it.
Let's
We
do it.
have here A Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Written originally by Anthony Burgess, and the film made famous by Stanley Kubrick and Malcolm McDowell's wonderful performance as Alexander. It's interesting. In the book, he's Alexander the Large. Like his name is the Large. In the movie, he changed it to Alexander Delarge, so it would sound more like a name and
Right.
not like, So, interesting movie, kind of it's like a 1984 with a splash of dystopian future
Yes.
a little bit. Like society is still in existence, but part of it is broken down. The criminals are just like running rampant throughout the city.
everywhere.
And he's sort of just this. I mean, he's a troubled teenager, but you root for him, but you don't root for him.
Right.
Like you feel like he is a product of society who just enjoys violence for its own sake. And long story short, he gets arrested, and he's put through this very experimental, like Pavlovian experiment,
Kind of.
where he's conditioned to hate the very thing he enjoys doing, violence. It gets to the point where he thinks about violence or crime and he becomes literally sick to his stomach. So they've turned him into a clockwork orange. And in the book, they really hammer that home. At one point, one of his victims is writing a book and he identifies with it like, oh, that's me. I'm a clockwork orange, something from nature that has been made to run a certain way.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. One little thing I wanted to mention was how the English version of this book, at least in England, that is, differs from the American version.
It does.
Because the American version, for some reason, omits the last chapter.
Yeah.
Because I guess publishers thought that the American audience wouldn't enjoy the redemption arc or the moving on to becoming a better person that the English version had.
Yeah.
So they omit the last chapter, and instead, in America, the book ends with, spoiler, they undo the process and he's back to his old self. So you think, oh, he hasn't learned anything. He's going to just go out and get revenge and he'll be the same thing he always was.
Pretty much.
So what's interesting is how in the movie, directed by Kubrick, officially he does the ending of the American book where it's like, oh, hey, I was cured, all right, now I'm back to being my old sinister self. But the very last shot of the film, it shows what he's thinking about, what he's fantasizing about. And it's almost like Kubrick is trying to reference the redemption arc of the ending. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know words. But so he kind of like very subtly shows, well, I had to do this version. That's what they wanted me to do. But I'm also referencing the other version.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, why don't you talk for a while?
Yeah, sure. I know Kubrick didn't really even know that the UK version was different than the American version
Okay.
after he wrote the screenplay for it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So he went into this movie thinking that, he just is just a terrible person at the end. And apparently he did make a version of it with the redemption arc.
Okay.
Didn't like it.
Fair enough.
He thought it was completely tonally different than what he was making.
Right.
So maybe that little nod at the end is just him going like, okay, there was something here, but I didn't really like it.
Possibly.
Yeah. I know the author said that initially he liked
The film?
Yeah, the film and the American ending of it.
Okay.
But in later in life, he's like, having a redemption arc is cool.
Yeah, it's like I gotta say, it's very because I saw the film first and then thought, okay, well that's how it ends. Like it is kind of, again, in order to get people to root for you, all you have to do is be the main character of the film because he's not like a good person.
No,
he does
not at all.
horrible things, but then we're with him on this journey and we're like, oh well, now he's been conditioned because he's also conditioned against music, something that he loves.
Yeah.
In the book, it's classical music. In the film, it's specifically Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Anyway, but so you do feel. You kind of feel bad for him, and at the end, it's like, oh, good. Now they've, because it's a government experiment,
Right.
and they didn't tell him everything about it, so it's like, oh, he was tricked, and it's unfair, but he kind of gets what he deserves.
He does.
So that's why again,
Like, he's not a good dude.
no, he's
so-
not. But again, is it like he's a product of what society did to him?
Yeah.
Like made him like is society to blame for the upbringing? Whatever. We can get into these philosophical questions all day. But anyway, the book is so. When I finally read it, I go, oh. This is like, no, I want to be a better person. I'm going to change. I see the error of my ways. I was cured, all right.
Mm.
So, it's interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a. I mean, the film itself,
Mm-hmm.
I think, is kind of a good supplemental to
Yeah.
the novel.
Okay.
I think they work pretty well together.
Yeah. It's funny, like you hear, because like there's some like design differences,
Yes.
but overall, like it's the same story. It fits. It's funny because you think of like Kubrick doing The Shining and how
Yeah.
Stephen King was like famously like. I mean, I think initially he liked it, but then was like, "This is not what I wrote. It's
Yeah.
not like you changed a lot."
Right.
But this is a version that I'd say holds to the book pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd argue it's at least my favorite Kubrick film. I mean, maybe not his best, but I do like it.
Yeah.
It's underrated.
Yeah. Not a watch for everyone, but
No, no, it is not.
no.
But
But it is a very well made film.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And our next example.
Next example. So turning it over to Dustin now.
Oh, hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have, surprisingly, I didn't pick this example, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban,
Yes.
specifically.
Yes.
Written by J.K. Rowling. And it's interesting. This was the film that really changed everything.
Yeah, this was the book and the film that kind of swapped from being kind of this kid-friendly, almost whimsical story of, Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Yeah, come to die.
And it really takes a big old tonal shift into some more mature and dark themes.
Yeah. Because he's turning 13. Like they're all teenagers now.
Yes.
It's like they really are coming out of this like kid era.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're entering the next stage of life, that kind of a thing.
Exactly. And even in the film itself, like you go from this fairly colorful and fairly, I would say, light and kind of sparkly cinematography and lighting to this very muted gray palette.
I can tell you, it's amazing that, like I said, everything coincided on the third. Like, first of all, the first actor, Chris Columbus, didn't direct the third one. He did the first two, but then he becomes just like an executive producer.
Yeah, he's a producer of this one.
And not to mention the actor Richard Harris, who played Dumbledore, passed away, so they had to recast him with Michael Gambon.
Yep.
So you have, and then everything else changed, like the what do you call it? Like the layout of like Hogwarts is a little bit different.
It is.
The costumes are different. Again, the color grading, like everything changed. And I don't think the movie looks bad, but as a kid, even I was like, why do the first two films look like they're the same movie, and the third one looks like a totally different movie?
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's like Star Wars had 3 different directors, but those films all look like the same movie. So yeah, it's a good movie, but that film always bothered me. I'm like, why does everything look different?
Yeah.
Like they changed. The one thing they didn't change was like Snape's costume.
Right.
Like, everything else was different.
Also, they're barely in their school uniforms in this one.
Yeah, well, I did like that the director, I think, had them dress like they didn't dress all prim and proper, like with perfectly straight ties, and like they dressed like kids, like who don't, they don't have the best dress skills.
Yeah, no, they're normal street clothes, basically.
Yeah.
I think it is a very well-made film.
Yeah.
It is directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who directed Gravity and Roma and a couple other films that are slipping my brain.
We got Roma, you said Children of Men.
Yes.
Gravity, Great Expectations. That's not all I hoped for.
Yeah.
We have, Pan, involved with Pan's Labyrinth, because that was Del Toro.
Yes. A
lot of people think this film, Prisoner of Azkaban, was Del Toro. And I go, it looks, I remember I had a friend who was like, yeah, it definitely looks like his style of film.
Yeah, I know Del Toro and Cuarón have a little bit of a partnership and friendship going on, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and it's funny how he did this one and then walked away. Like he made what is largely considered the best movie of the 8-movie franchise, and then just left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he dropped his mark. Everyone was like, "This is great, let's do more," and he's like, "Nah."
Yeah, it's smart. He kind of retired, but not retired from filmmaking, but retired from the franchise while he was on top.
Yeah, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna go put Sandra Bullock and George Clooney in space." But yeah, I think this is very good. Even though it does omit about a third of the novel.
Okay.
But I think for what it does,
what it keeps,
and what it can combine.
I was going to say,
into plot lines,
because I'm always curious about that. Like, it's one thing to omit stuff from a book, and another to like invent stuff.
Yes,
combining is like, okay, well, you are inventing, but it is from the source material, right. So it's like, I don't mind that as much.
Yeah, like I'm currently reading The Bourne Identity.
Okay,
and it is a 600-page novel.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is only about an hour and 50 minutes.
Right.
So there's obviously not everything in the novel,
Mm-hmm.
But they combine stuff in such a way that you're not really missing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it still works.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely believe that Prisoner of Azkaban is probably the best example of the Harry Potter movies.
Would you say it's the best book of the franchise? Because again, I said how it's the best. It's largely considered the best movie of the franchise. Right. Do you feel it's the best book of the franchise?
The best book? No.
No. Which would you say is the best book?
I would probably give that to, I want to say Order of the Phoenix.
Interesting choice. Something, because I hear so many people talk about how, like, the book, maybe just the third act, like the final showdown, the book like drags at the end, whereas I think the movie is pretty good.
Yeah,
and I've heard people talk about how Half-Blood Prince is a really good book. I feel it's arguably the worst of the movie franchise. So how do we have like arguably the worst book is the best movie, arguably the best book is the worst movie? You know what I mean? But so interesting choice. So can you expand on that?
So it may just be my little because I haven't read the book in quite a while. I'm just remembering it from when I read it as a kid. But I really got engrossed into it.
Okay.
I really like the Triwizard Tournament. The whole.
I'm sorry, that's Goblet of Fire, not River.
That's Goblet of Fire.
It is.
Oh my god! Why did I say?
Gosh. That's point of attraction.
So it's Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
Anyway,
that one's up there.
It is up there. So, Cameron, come back to us.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hi.
But yeah. Anyway, Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Triwizard Tournament. Super cool. Mm-hmm. Got really engrossed into it. There's a whole bunch of moving parts with that novel.
Yeah, that one's the busiest.
Yeah.
It has a lot going on.
Yeah. Kept my attention throughout the entire thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you can keep your attention, because what do you say? Let's take a short break.
Let's do it.
And when we come back, we'll have more examples of best film adaptations of books.
Oh, yes.
And welcome back.
Hey.
So before we took a break, we were looking at two examples so far. Yes,
back?
Thank you. Camera, hello, us. We're looking at some examples of what we feel are the best movie adaptations of books. And now we're going to continue.
Yes.
Our next example we have here, my next example, we have, so the book is Othello, the Moor of Venice, a tragedy, written by William Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard of that guy.
Maybe I heard of him, yeah.
Maybe.
And this is the best image we could find. On the right, we have a little movie called O. Just O. Just came out in 2001.
Yes.
And I tell you, I like this movie because they modernized the book. Instead of it being set in, like the Renaissance, and we have like, princes and,
right.
daggers and all that kind of stuff. It's a high school drama. It's a basketball high school drama.
It is, yeah.
But the thing I like about it is they also do away with the Shakespearean talk. People are speaking in plain English that you can understand. They keep the motivations of the characters alive. So unlike we were talking about before, unlike 10 Things I Hate About You, which is a more famous example, which is largely, like it's a good movie, but it is kind of a sappy romance,
Sure.
This film keeps like plotting and revenge and murder.
Yeah.
So it keeps all the themes of Othello while making it understandable.
Yeah.
So I remember we read this book in class and then watched this film, and it just made it understandable, like to see, okay, this is this character's motivation, and that's why he wants to do this. It's like he wants revenge, he's plotting, he's driving a wedge between this guy and his girl, and I think it's well acted. It's not, I feel it's, despite it being a basketball high school drama movie, I feel it's not that sappy.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I don't think they really leaned into the sappiness too much, because I mean it is a tragedy from Shakespeare.
Oh yeah,
and
it ends as a tragedy, like much as the book does.
Oh yes, and I mean this was actually a film that I've never seen before. So thanks for recommending it. And throughout, I mean, even beginning the film, I'm like, okay, so I know Othello's a tragedy.
Yep.
How's everyone going to die at the
Yeah,
end?
exactly.
Because it's Shakespeare. If it's a tragedy, everyone dies. If it's a comedy, everyone gets married.
Exactly.
So I think putting this in a high school setting, and kind of turning it into like sort of a high school, like a look at high school violence.
Yes.
And really the mental state that high schoolers can go through.
Yeah, there's a lot of
when pressured.
Yeah, I think you're the all-star, like, what's his name? In the movies, he's not Othello, he's called Odin James is his name.
Yeah.
They all call him O for short. He's the star basketball player. Everybody loves him. He's dating the most popular girl in school. And he made the mistake of not choosing, he's not Iago in the movie. Josh Hartnett, seen on the left, plays Hugo. And O made the mistake of not picking Hugo as, like his second in command, what have you, that kind of thing. He picked another guy in this movie, he's called Michael, not Cassio. So it's the same idea as Iago he feels betrayed. Exactly. So he plots with another guy who secretly loves Desdemona.
Sure.
And they say, okay, in the movie they say we're going to break them up, but then it does turn into murder.
Yeah.
Or plotting and murder. So again, it's like the themes are all the same.
Yeah. They keep the themes. Yeah. They keep the character motivations.
Yep.
I mean, the characters are still there. They're just called, modern day names.
Modern day names. And like I said, he's not like a prince. It's not like a military thing. It's more relatable is what it is.
It is.
Especially to, high schoolers reading this for the first time.
Sure.
What is Shakespeare talking about?
Exactly.
Here, watch this. Oh, now we get it.
Yeah. Better example than Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet.
That, I tell you, not a fan of Baz Luhrmann. I do like that, like the fact that it was modernized.
Sure.
But they kept the Shakespearean talk. It kind of it made it understandable, but it's still, I've ranted about this before. I feel that and his other film, The Great Gatsby, you listen to the characters talk and I go, they're speaking at a pace that is not, I swear to God, the film is on like 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
It's just not natural. How people would speak, and it gets me every time.
Yeah.
So, but I like this version. I think it's also lesser known.
It is, yes.
Because you have there were 3 other versions of Othello. One with Laurence Olivier, one with Orson Welles. Blackface, it's bad. And then there's a 90s version, which I've always wanted to see with Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
And Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes.
But again, all those versions it's the Renaissance, it's the actual book. This one is we took a story and modernized it. Yeah. So
it's very cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. It's also directed by Tim Blake Nelson.
Yes.
Who is I would say a character actor.
Oh yeah.
You may not know his name, but you definitely know his face.
Yeah, I look at him and I see the leader from the Marvel franchise.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Among other things, Buster Scruggs, of course.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's
wild.
Know
that,
yeah.
You know what? He made a good movie.
Yeah.
Character
he hasn't directed too much, but yeah.
It's great. So if you can watch the movie and form your own opinion.
Sure. Yeah. And we're going to form our own opinions about this next commercial break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh.
And welcome back.
Oh, hey.
So the reason we just...
camera come back too. Thank
yeah.
you so much.
So the reason we just played the Totally Television opener is I just realized that our last example,
yes,
not a film, it's TV.
No.
So let's get right to it before this camera wigs out on us again.
Here we go.
We have here the show Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Which I'm sure, as we all know by now, for up to a point, it was one of, if not the greatest show ever made.
Yes.
Up to a point.
Up to a point, yes.
Yes.
And then... Specifically the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. Then it plummeted.
It tanked.
Anywho, so we actually have a very interesting example here. So George R.R. Martin, seen here sitting in the Iron Throne, wrote this book franchise, which again, everyone calls it Game of Thrones. It's actually a Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is just the name of the first book.
Yes.
Because then you have the other ones there's A Feast for the Crows is one of them. Let me see if I can find it here, the books here. You got A Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows, A Dance with Dragons, The Winds of Winter, A Dream of Spring. Oh, those last 2 are upcoming.
Yeah, and they probably will never be made.
Yeah. What happened was the writers, there were only so many books out at the time that the show was doing so well, they eventually caught up to where the books were, and they couldn't wait for the author to finish the books, so they had to start I don't blame them initially, okay, well, we're up against a wall. We have to start inventing the storyline. And then I think they had some other. I heard that they were like tasked to write like The Last Jedi or something. So they were like really fighting the clock for the last season or something.
Like I know they got like some sort of deal with Star Wars. Yeah, with Lucasfilm to make like a new trilogy.
Yeah.
And they basically wanted out to do that. So they said, hey, we only have about 13 episodes left. And HBO said, we can actually give you 10 episodes each per season, how we've been normally doing it, so you can flesh it out. And they're like, nah.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. The ending that we got, I think it honestly could have worked if it was just properly developed with the right amount of time.
Yeah.
Like every individual piece I didn't think was bad, like by itself. It's just the fact that it comes either out of left field or it's just like, all right, this is underdeveloped. Like this wasn't, you didn't give it enough time to become what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no.
But the first 4 seasons of the show are legitimately great.
Yeah, I'd say even the first 6 seasons.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, that's true. Like it's really only 8 was the part where it was like a 90-degree drop.
Yeah,
of like this is bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Listen, those first 6 seasons are some absolutely phenomenal television.
Yeah. You know what it is too? They had like the budget, like it looked like it was cinema level.
Yeah.
Like the dragons, the CGI, the costuming, the acting. It felt like it was top tier. It didn't feel like you were watching a TV show.
No.
It felt like you're watching.
It felt insanely cinematic.
Yes. And it's just a shame.
Yeah. And they did a pretty good job adapting the novel.
Yep.
And
like they had to combine some stuff and omit some stuff.
Well, yes.
But
I think that's just for the pacing of the show.
Right.
But other than that, I think this is phenomenal book series, phenomenal show. And it's unfortunate that its reputation is now just being tarnished by the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. I remember watching it and I was trying so hard to like it. It was really only the last like 3 episodes that really I was like, I can't pretend this is good.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I'm like, well, this one's okay. Well, that's not too bad. And then like, nah, this is.
Yeah.
It's just funny too, because if he does finish the books, it'll be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Too late, you know.
Whoopsie. Watch the book endings are better than the whatever we got.
Oh, they have to be. Anything. I remember watching, there was a funny video talking about how like the author is the reason this is quote, he goes, the author is the reason that we're in this mess because he didn't finish the books in time. Going back to Harry Potter, they used the example of it'd be like if J.K. Rowling stopped writing after Order of the Phoenix.
Right.
So the producers would then be like, well, we don't have any source material, so we have to now make up an ending for this franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
at least they did have George R. R. Martin on, so that way I believe he told them what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Up until a certain point, obviously. But
he also like he hasn't been out and saying that like it's a bad the show up to a point is a bad representation of what he wrote.
Right.
You know.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. It's like, you know, it's beating a dead horse at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this thing. There it didn't go back.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm just gonna keep my hand.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Unbelievable.
Yeah. We even paused back there.
Yeah, I know, just to see if that would do anything. So focus on us, camera.
Yes, only us.
We are the stars.
So this was very fun.
Yeah.
Join us again next week where we're going to have another fun topic.
Yeah.
Maybe as fun as this one or
I'd
less.
say.
I think last week's was pretty cool.
I didn't say or less. Like it'll be as fun or less. Last week was pretty fun. Yeah. It was definitely it was fun to just to mock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so much fun.
We feel like actual film reviewers.
Right.
The film is trite. Pure, unadulterated trite. With an overturned touch of lunacy.
Yes.
Don't care for it. Anyway, so get out there and, read some books.
Yes.
So that we don't have to.
Absolutely.
And watch some films to compare. Sometimes, you get films that are better than the book.
Sometimes you do.
Not always.
It's rare, but
yeah,
it happens.
But it's good to see an example of the book is good, the film is different, but the film is also good.
Absolutely.
That's what we like.
We like to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Well, come on back next week.
Yep.
Go watch some movies.
Thank Dustin for holding his hand up so high so that we can keep the focus on the show.
Yes.
Keep the focus.
Keep the focus alive.
Anyway, take it easy.
Bye-bye.